go. Oh, why don't we pay Cloud Retainer a visit at Mount Outsong? It's been a while since we last saw that illuminated bird. She's always the one popping up out of nowhere and scaring us half to death. So let's surprise her this. Here we are, right outside. Do you still remember the first time we came here? We even brought offerings and everything. And when we told her that Rex Lapis had been assassinated, she immediately threatened to squash Liyue Harbor. Paimon thought she'd be impossible to get along with. But now that we probably don't need to bring any offerings now that we've gotten to know her pretty well, right? Still, Paimon's got some snacks around here somewhere, so if she really wants something, we can just use that. Huh? Traveler, did something catch your eye? Whoa, what a pretty lady! Is she also here to visit Cloud Retainer? Yeah, you're right. All it takes is one look and you can tell she's someone special. As expected of that bird lady, really. She must have a whole bunch of Adepti friends from all over the country. Okay, but if we're both friends of Cloud Retainer, then we're basically friends by association, right? Want to go up to her and say hello? Helping you make more connections is a part of Paimon's job as your reliable guide. Paimon's got this. Hello? Paimon is Paimon! Paimon?
You two... What is this tomfoolery? Has a shift in form so clouded your eyes that you no longer recognize one anymore?
Wait, huh? You're the illuminated bird? But you look...
Oh, donning human form is scarcely any test of one's abilities. As for your confusion...
So, you're indulging now because...
Well, one has made plans to pay a visit to some disciples at Liyue Harbor. Taking on a human form for such a trip is simply a way to make matters less conspicuous.
You? Worrying about keeping a low profile? You're the one who likes to pop up out of nowhere all over the place. Hey, didn't we agree not to bring that up unless she asked?
Oh? So you have taken care to follow the proper rules of etiquette after all. Most commendable.
Well...
One has never found oneself lacking in basic comforts. On the contrary, it is the gesture that one values above.
That kinda makes Paimon feel a little guilty for trying to keep them for herself. Anyway, where were we before you reminded Paimon about the gifts? Ah, right. So by disciples, you must mean Ganyu and Shenhe. It's also been a while since we last saw them. Maybe we can come too.
One planned to extend the invitation even if you had not raised the matter yourself. Shenhe and Ganyu. However, one would first inquire as to the reason behind your visit here.
Yeah, we just found ourselves missing you and wanted to see how you were doing. We were hoping you'd tell us one of your stories. Who knew we'd run...
Is that so? If there are no urgent matters at hand, then let us make haste for Liyue Harbor. Ganyu is likely still working.
Sounds great! Then let's all go to Liyue Harbor!
Ganyu has been quite busy with work as of late. One can count on one talon the number of times she returns to Mount Outsong each year. Shenhe has also secured employment recently. In her correspondence with me, she wrote that she shall have no need to return for the first... Did they think one was so easily mollified? One shall investigate everything with one's own eyes and decide for oneself if their living conditions are satisfactory.
Way-High Pavilion! Hey, do you think... Guess we have no idea if Shenhe and Ganyu have ever seen her in this form before. Wait, where did she go? Why are you just standing there, Cloud Retainer?
Quietly now. One shall stay here. You two can go and meet.
But why?
If one were to proudly proclaim one's presence, Ganyu would surely profess her. One does not wish to trouble her. Conversing vicariously via you two shall suffice. Do remember to inquire as to her recent well-being. Again,
Fair enough, makes sense. Alright then, we'll just pass on your regards and...
Cloud Retainer?
ugh,
Oh, busted.
Is that lady someone you know, Miss Ganyu?
She is indeed. I'm sorry, Huixin.
Oh, not to worry, Miss Ganyu.
Thank you, Huixin.
It's been a while, Ganyu.
Greetings. What brings you here today? And Cloud Retainer, too. It's been quite some time since I last saw you in this form.
you are quite mistaken. One is not acquainted with this Cloud Retainer of whom you speak. One is simply a mere mortal passerby.
Huh?
Seems she's not buying it.
That was but a simple test. One did not expect you to be able to recognize one so easily, especially after so many years of only seeing one's other form.
But recognizing...
One was simply...
Wait, Paimon wasn't aware of it. Cloud Retainer's right. We've still got something.
Oh, is that so?
One simply desired...
I understand. That should be fine.
While one acknowledges the amount of work that you have to deal with every day, it still makes one nostalgic to see you as you are now, respected and independent.
Cloud Retainer!
If you insist.
Wow, you've been also... Forgive me for my presumptuousness, Cloud...
A human name? Huh. You raise a valid point.
You really think so?
You presume to know the extent of one's illustrious achievements. One would hardly think such a thing to be possible.
Can you?
Ah, I assume an adeptus of your...
Oh, that sounds super cool!
Actually, those lines were originally written to...
Huh? Wait, so you're really that...
And what of it? Did you...
To be fair, Cloud Retainer rarely speaks of her past accomplishments. The tale... It is said that once, although I did not live through such tragedy, simply on top of the drought, the books had this to say about what... Upon arrival, the Adeptus borrowed...
Wow. That's incredible!
Mortal records add embellishments to dramatize past events. One did merely...
Even so, you stopped an entire drought! Can you really control the weather like the book said? Oh, Paimon suddenly has a lot more respect for you. So it was Paimon's
How laughable. A name is but a simple label we carry with us on our journey.
That's a relief. And that...
Well, that is quite enough ancient history for now. Ganyu, have you had word from Shenhe? One has heard that she procured a job recently. Have you any... Moreover, does she find herself overly inundated with work? Is she allowed...
That is a lot of questions.
There is no cause for concern, Cloud Retainer. I introduced Shenhe. Wanmin Restaurant's business has been booming recently. So, with Chef Mao being swamped with customers, and Xiangling still off and out in search of...
I see. Most excellent indeed. One has had the pleasure of being introduced to that family. Xiangling is kind and astute. Now, it is almost time to partake in the victuals of noon.
Huh? But didn't you just say that you had something important to do?
Can that wait until after we've eaten?
You may return to your work, Ganyu. One shall see to this...
Of course, Cloud Retainer. Please, take care. Traveler, Paimon?
See you around, Paimon was pretty quick on the uptake there, don't you think? As soon as you mentioned important business to attend to, Paimon realized that you were just looking to cut the conversation short and not
No, in fact, it was not an excuse. One is indeed visiting Liyue Harbor for an important purpose.
Wait, for real?
The moment is not yet upon us. Still, the truth will be revealed to you in time.
Huh. She really seems to be...
You get what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, how can I not? Not even fine food is enough to distract.
Oh, I'm far more interested in getting her
You do it.
No.
What can I get for you today?
Greetings, miss. I was just wondering if you'd be willing to...
What would you like to order?
2 servings of more meat to go.
Shenhe!
Welcome. It's been a while.
Don't welcome us as guests and...
Mm-hmm. Oh, and this...
this is Miss Xinyun.
Master?
Huh?
One does not recall ever revealing this form to you before.
I've trained and lived with Master for more than 10 years. I would recognize... Is something the matter, Master?
Hardly. Hardly. One simply learned...
And check out the great food, too!
Indeed. It's almost lunchtime.
Well, if it isn't the Traveler and Paimon, are you here for Shenhe? The lunch rush isn't in yet, Shenhe. So I've got things covered for now. Go ahead, sit down and enjoy some time with your friends.
Thank you, Chef Mao.
Woohoo!
Still, the work here entails dealing with quite a varied group of people. Has this been difficult for you, Shenhe?
It's been manageable so far. I sometimes run into...
Seems like you've been making progress.
First, I tried to talk sense into them.
Oh,
Oh, a sense...
And you, Master?
Simply marvelous.
I see. I have missed Master quite a bit.
Oh, you did?
whoa. Her mood...
By the way,
Indeed.
Ganyu told us...
I see.
Oh?
Is that a problem,
No, not a problem. One was simply caught off guard. But no matter. Please, proceed. One is most curious to see how much of one's own conversational prowess you possess.
Master once participated in response. Master agreed.
Huh. What kind of device was it?
It was a mechanical vehicle made out of iron. What was it called again? Oh, an electro-powered bicycle?
Oh, you refer to the bicyclical Thunder Flashmobile. One spent 49 days conceptualizing and crafting it. It need only be infused with adeptal energy, and it can cover thousands of miles in one day. Oh, it boggles the mind why Mooncarver ever supposed he might best me in a contest of locomotion. Though he sprinted with all his might, he could barely keep up. Alas, the one flaw of my mechanism lay in its weakness against mountainous terrain. One was thwarted mere seconds from victory, when it was thrown off course and failed to make it across the final stretch. Truly a most unfortunate turn of events. Anyway, do go on, Shenhe.
Master, that was the end of that story.
Is that so? Huh. With you gone.
Have you been lonely, Master?
Lonely? Huh. At one's age, entire human generations come and go in the blink of 'tis a most foreign sentiment.
Mm-hmm.
What is the reason for that look upon your face?
It's nothing. It's just... Well, Paimon gained a lot of respect for you after listening to that story of you summoning the ring. I was just a little bit confused. Which one of the two is the real Cloud Retainer?
To me, they are both, Master.
Huh. One finds oneself exalted yet again with sweet words of praise and This is not to say that your words...
She got like, what, 2 sentences?
Do you have any empty tables?
Hey there, could we get another fish stew?
I'm hearing more guests come in. I should get back to work.
All right, good luck with...
Mm-hmm.
So much yummy food! Paimon's gonna feast!
One is fond of... The dishes here demonstrate no shortage of culinary skill. Their unique flavor profile has left one more than satisfied.
Everything's so tasty! A bit too hot at times, but still super tasty.
I'm sorry, miss, but our tables are full.
Shall we try some more?
But it smells...
Well, you could always try.
Okay, I'll ask around. Excuse me. Would you mind letting us share a table with you? Well, Paimon doesn't mind. What about you guys? Great. Thanks so much. My name... Granny? Yep. No. Yeah. A lot of people compliment Granny on her youthful looks, but she's actually much older than she appears. Granny? Why don't you take a seat? Come on, it's not polite to stare.
Huh. Have we met before?
No.
Tis a fated meeting, then. Please, take a seat.
What would you like to eat, Granny? I can order for you.
I want braised earthworms. They always pop up out of the ground after a rainstorm.
No, not this again. Granny, there's no braised earthworms on the menu. Braised earthworms? Well, that sounds weird. Do people actually eat that? Right, that's what Paimon was... Need any help? Help? Oh, do you mean with Granny? Thanks, that's nice of you to offer. Granny has pretty bad dementia, so her memory's getting worse all the time. She's always saying things that sound kinda confusing. Actually, her memory's been bad ever since I was little. But it's... They died young. It's just me and Granny now. But it's okay. Don't feel bad. Granny loves me a lot, and I love her a lot too. Sure, it's hard at times, but you just gotta make the best of the life you've got. Wow, you're really tough for your age, kid. You're too kind.
And me? Oh, what about me?
You're tough too, Granny. Plus, you're really gentle, and you're always there for me.
Yes, and it's hardly as if I forget everything. I still remember the important things. Wait, what was that really important thing again? Ah, I remember now. It was a dream. I had a dream where everything was dark. someone was standing in front of me. She told me to come and find her, and that once I'd found her, I would be free.
Huh? That sounds super important. But how come you've never told me about it before?
It was just a dream, so I forgot about it. But I'm in a good mood now, and somehow I remembered it again. You know, I believe I've had this dream a great many times. But just how many times have I had it? Now that I do not remember.
Wait, so you have a reoccurring dream where someone's talking to you? That sounds spooky. Oh, does that mean you're possessed?
Unlikely. Her eyes are clear and her breathing remains calm and level. One sees no signs of possession.
Are you sure?
Who do you take me for? Is one not an adept? Am I not an expert?
Huh, you're right. Paimon almost forgot you're the expert. In that case, do you still remember what the person in your dreams looked like, Granny?
Not anymore. Although, I have a sense that she looked rather like me. But not as I am now. My younger self.
A younger version of Granny? This is just getting weirder and weirder. What is going on here?
As one said, fate must have brought us together. You may leave the situation to me.
Are you sure? So, what are your names? Paimon's Paimon.
Just Shenyun is fine.
Thank you all so much for offering to help. But first, I'm sorry for asking, but, how do you want us to pay you back? Oh, we don't need any payment for this. Thank you so much. You're welcome. But Miss Shenyun, all we have to go off is that dream. Where do we start?
That is elementary. Since her dreams portray her younger self, then we shall retrace the steps of her youth. Once we have revisited those places, her memories will likely return.
Sounds like a plan. So, Granny, do you remember which places you went to when you were young?
Why, of course I do. The heavens above, the earth below, the wispy clouds, and the emerald mountain streams.
Okay, taking that as a no. I might have an idea. Once, when I was really little, my dad told me that Granny used to be a martial artist heroine who saved loads of people from a disaster. If it's true, then maybe they wrote about it in the history books or something. A martial arts heroine? Oh, Xingqiu knows tons about Liyue's chivalric traditions. If anyone knows about the heroes of the past, it's him. Let's go find him at the Feiyun Commerce Guild.
Are you leaving already? But I'm still hungry.
I'll go order some food, Granny. If there's nothing on the menu you especially want, I'll just get a few different things.
It seems we must part ways for now. The Traveler and Paimon are bound for the Feiyun Commerce Guild, while Yuendai and Shuyu shall remain here and partake of their lunch. As for myself, I have matters to discuss with Streetward Rambler.
Streetward Rambler? Oh, you mean Madame Ping!
Precisely. Let us meet at Yujing Terrace once you are ready.
For this price, the food is unbelievable.
Always wanted to try this
Everyone,
place.
please, eat to your heart's content. Today is my...
it's you two. What brings you here?
Xingqiu! Great, we found you! We wanted to ask you about something.
That's not a whole lot of information to go off of. I don't know if I can say for sure. I can't pinpoint her identity from your description alone. But considering her age, I am reminded of a nameless heroine who's been featured in...
Nameless heroine?
That's right. The novels often speak of a great drought from 50 years ago. As the people suffered, a nameless heroine appeared and began to clear away evil spirits and bandit camps. The people idolized her, but never learned her name. All they knew was that she always acted alone. Later, though, she supposedly fell in love with a similarly noble-minded exorcist from Mount Tianheng. They were well matched in more ways than one, often fighting together as a fearsome duo of otherworldly strength. After the drought ended, the heroine and the exorcist left the public eye and began living a reclusive life in the mountains. All that remained were tales of her incredible accomplishments. The way this nameless heroine faded from fame into obscurity later in life is not too dissimilar from Miss Yuendai. I hope that's somewhat helpful.
Thanks a lot, Xingqiu. We knew it'd be worth talking to you.
It's nothing at all.
Well, Paimon still thinks that's super cool.
Let me think. In the novels, the nameless heroine always appeared near one of 3 places. Wangshu Inn, the area just north of Jueyun Karst, and Qingyun Peak. Perhaps the real-life heroine who inspired the character was also often seen near those 3 places. That would explain why those locations appear in the various novels written about her. You're welcome. It's rare for a chivalric hero to fade into obscurity during their lifetime, even after retiring from the public eye. But no one ever saw or heard from the nameless heroine again. There were even rumors that she became extremely ill. I've never understood why someone would go to such lengths to erase themselves from public memory. It's almost as if she was trying to hide from something. There's probably far more to the story than what's been written.
We'll be sure to tell you if we manage to uncover the truth.
That's a deal. Perhaps, behind the truth of it all, there lies a story more fantastical than any work of fiction.
Paimon feels like we just learned so much from Xingqiu. A drought, a nameless heroine, a life of seclusion. Wait, why does... Oh, right! There's a drought in this story, too! Xingqiu, our drought...
Well, so while droughts do happen from time to time, they are rarely regarded as true disasters. The drought 50 years ago is probably one of the worst we've had in the last several centuries. The crops withered, the streams ran dry, and the monsters in the mountains became rabid and agitated. Countless caravans were attacked, and people who lost their homes came together to form bandit groups. What started as a natural disaster soon became a human tragedy as well.
That sounds awful.
Yeah, and that's exactly why the nameless heroine was so beloved. She must have been someone of true and still. As terrible as that drought was, it was nothing compared to the truly calamitous disasters that befell this land in ancient times. They say that back in those days, disasters were both more severe and more common. Only the strongest of Adepti could hope to dispel the ruin and devastation. Do you have any other questions?
We're good for now. We're just going to head back and meet up with Miss Xianyan and the others again. Paimon hopes that Granny Yuendai will be able to remember more of her past. She used to be a great hero who saved many people. Anyway, we'll be off now. See you some other time, Xingqiu. Thank you so much for your help.
It's no problem at all. Safe travel.
I can't wait to see...
I have recorded the tune that you requested. I hope it will be of help to you.
Oh, thank you. Straight word.
Oh, it's no serious matter. I was just reminiscing about the last time I saw you in this form. Time has wrought such change.
Time has little bearing on one's existence.
Oh, why so?
Well, approximately how much more?
It does.
Cloud Retainer, Madam Ping!
Nothing save for some.
Shinto has a the.
Do not be troubled, young lady.
What do you think, Shuyu? Does it match up with what?
According to the story, the nameless heroine eventually fell in love with an exorcist from. I don't have many memories of him, but there was this one time I found a box in her attic full. I think so too. Granny might remember something once she's returned to a familiar place.
What marvelous tea. It's as if I was taking a stroll in the...
Is that so? Then please drink.
Thank you.
Okay, so
Sure thing. What would you
I have a secret I want to tell you.
What's wrong, Shu?
Well, I've been...
Oh! About that. Must have been a slip of the tongue.
One is indeed.
I knew it. Well, one I had this super... She put me on her back, and I really wanted to thank... So, I just...
Pure... Have you ever met one that's pure white?
Never has one met an adeptus with such.
That's weird. Well, even if it was just in my head, it doesn't matter that...
Leave it to us! Let's go to Wangshi.
Okay.
Wangshu Inn.
Do you remember this place, Granny?
Yes. The fish here is very... I believe...
I'll come with.
Paimon's still having some trouble understanding what she's talking about, but if she's so familiar... Whoa! Shao! What are you doing here all of a sudden?
I sensed a non-human presence and decided to come take a look. If you're here, then there's likely... It's been a while, Cloud Retainer. I have indeed.
Oh, wow! What was she like during the war? Oh, wait, let Paimon take a guess. Was it anything like this?
Behold, the glory of one's newest invention, the Bang Bang container.
An impressive imitation.
Paimon knows her all too well.
Even so, Cloud Retainer was not always as ostentatious. The Archon War reached its peak after Guizhong's death. The Cloud Retainer who fought beside me in those devastating battles was taciturn and solemn.
A Cloud Retainer who barely talks?
Once one had bid farewell to the world of mortals, what use would one still have for such a shape? When dwelling between mountain and forest, away from the struggles and troubles of the...
After the war, Cloud Retainer retired to Mount Outsong, only revealing herself to the occasional visitor, and always in her avian form. Although I do believe there was an occasion some 30...
One believes there is little need to relive bygone...
Granny, are you okay?
Perhaps this conversation should end. Should you encounter any trouble...
Everyone! I think Granny is...
Slowly now.
A long time.
So what Shinto said was true! You did...
I don't remember. I was confined. One day, he told me that the pills were...
Wait, but if you're... And it was all...
I'm sorry, I don't...
Hey! You're not useless!
Oh, fret not, dear child.
The recovery of a person's memories is a...
Next location... There isn't, after all, if...
don't still, I was...
Huh? What?
I'm not sure. Ah.
Whoa, why are there so many treasure hoarders here? Guess it's time to round up the bad guys.
The hunter becomes the hunt.
Do you remember?
Let me think. I feel, but I...
Got it.
Wait a second. If I remember correctly, I believe I brought... Ah, yes. I brought some sweet snacks with me. Go on, take some. You need to eat a lot if you want to grow big and strong.
Oh, thank you. Then Paimon will help herself.
Shine down!
Paimon sees an abandoned house. Why don't we take a break over there?
This...
Did you remember something, Granny?
I remember. Shuyu, this is where your father was born. It was a moonless night. I had been injured, so your grandpa was supporting me. We fled together with some being in the fog behind us in hot pursuit. I had exhausted my strength when the labor pains came on, so we took refuge in this house. Your grandpa set up a barrier outside, but neither of us knew if it could hold the monsters back. I remember that night. I remember falling to my knees, reciting a prayer over and over. I alone am the source of this sin. Punish me as you wish for forsaking my oath, but spare my innocent child.
Sin? Oh.
I don't know. I don't remember. I only Eventually, the house was filled with the sound of my baby's first cries.
My dad?
He was my pride and joy. And so are you, Shuyu. You're so... But you're... always going to be different from me. I
don't care what...
You're too sweet, All right. Let's not step...
If one recalls correctly, The next place should be Qingyu Peak.
I may be a bit slow, but I'll do my best to keep up. I'm sorry to keep everyone waiting.
Climb on. I shall carry you to the top. Oh, such lightness of weight.
All those who grow old grow frail in the end, do they not?
We're finally here. Does this place feel familiar?
Let me see. How strange. When we were at Wangshu Inn and the abandoned house earlier, though I couldn't remember everything, I still felt a sense of familiar. But here, I don't have that feeling. Perhaps I did come here in the past, but it just...
But did the stories get it wrong then? Yeah, Paimon was hoping...
I'm sorry to disappoint you too.
It's all right. We're not...
Thank you. Huh? That way. What's that mountain?
Oh, let Paimon look! Huh? Isn't that Mount Outsong? Looks like we've come full circle.
Mount Outsong. Mount Outsong.
Granny, are you okay? Don't push yourself, Granny. It's okay if you can't remember.
Mount Outsong,
Mount Outsong.
It does, but...
Are you feeling up?
My head...
Cloud... Miss Xianyun, is there anything you can do?
Let us go to Mount Outsong.
But...
Fret not. All will be well. You may leave the rest